Hey coders, welcome to another video at the Problem of the Day playlist. In this video, we're going to see the problem of the day of 11th May 2020. The title is Skipping Stones. Yeah, the question will be available in the description. You can read it from there or you can pause the video and see it over here. Yeah, do try this question, then come to the solution, right? Yeah, let's go. The question is being cut over here, so I'm going to show you in a notepad file. It's over here. Yeah. So the question says that Yogi and his friends are playing skipping stones. Each stone has a value which represents the maximum number of stones you can jump from that particular stone. And that particular stone. It was Yogi's turn. Given the value of every stones, help him to find the minimum number of jumps required to reach the last stone, provided that he starts from the first stone. So he's starting from the first stone. That's given. Okay, and the example is given as this thing. So here there are 5 stones and each has the value as shown here. So there are 2 cases given and when he starts at 2 he can go to 3 or and 1. So if he chooses 1 then he can go to 3 and from 3 he can go to the last stone, that is 4. So totally there are 3 over here, 3 steps, 3 jumps that are happening. And if he chooses 3 from 2 then he can directly go to 4 as he can keep 3 steps, 3 jumps, 3 units of jumps. So we should choose the stones wisely on to which stone we should jump. So yeah, let's code. First, let's keep a list that stones to collect the values of the stones, and n is equal to input, we are getting it, and just the input guys normal range of n is equal to int of input, then we should append it to this. Yeah. This is the input part. We should find the minimum number of jumps required. So for that, what we are going to do is that we are going to open a list named tree in which we will store all the possible stones at the ith jump. So at the first jump, where all can the yogi land? At the second jump, where all can the yogi land? So these jumps we are going to see the landing position of the jumps. So we'll create a tree. Tree is an empty list, and yeah, we're going to keep number of jumps to number of jumps is equal to 0 till now, and let's create the tree for I in range of n. Let there be n jumps to the maximum. And what are we going to do is that if the I is 0 means that is the first jump, he is at 2. It's very obvious. So what we are going to do is that we're going to get the value of the number which is entered on the stone. So for j in range of stone of the 0, because I is 0. What we are going to do is that we are going to check for every case that if j is less than n, and we just create an e over here so that we can append it at last to the tree. What we're going to do is that e dot append, should we append? We should append this j units, right? Starting from 0. Here this is actually 0 plus 1. It's actually 0 plus, but as 0 is not considered, so it will be like this. Now we are going to check if the ith jump is n minus 1. Not I is equal to n minus 1. We are going to check if j is equal to n minus 1. Means if he is landing by any chance at the last stone, then we should what to do? We should break the loop and set the flag as 1. We are going to keep a flag as 0 at the beginning, and we are going to check if this is becoming n minus 1. Means is he stepping on the n minus 1th stone. If he is stepping, we are going to keep f1 equal to 1, and the number of jumps is equal to 0, and we should break it. Right. So yeah, now else. If I is not 0 and it's a common case, we're going to see the previous tree for j in for j in once again for j in t of I minus 1. We're going to see if j is less than n, because if j is less than only n only, we can get an index of stone of j. Right. If j is not in less than n, we cannot get a stone of j, and it produces an error. That list is out of index. So for a n range of 1 to stone of j. This we are doing because stone of j is the amount that we can jump. So till that value, we should keep on add the e, and at last we should add this e to the tree. Looks rhyming. Okay, so what we are going to do is that e dot append of. This e is actually the number of possible stones. I mean, it's not the number, it's the index of the possible stones to which yogi can land on the ith jump. At the ith jump, to what all stones can yogi land? That is the e. So now we're going to append the e with the j plus k, because the value of this stone and some few steps he needs to keep right. That is it. I mean, okay. Then what we're going to do is that we should again check if j plus k is equal to n minus 1. Because if it is n minus 1, again we should keep f1 is equal to 1, and number of jumps is equal to I, because the I is the I is the possible places when the I is the possible places, the ith term in the tree is the possible places where the yogi can land at the highest jump. So the jump is I. Of course, this is understandable. So what we're going to do is that at last, this is an important step. We should append this tree to E. We should append this E to tree. A, P, P, E, and D. And what we're going to do is that we're going to check for every iteration that if f1 equal to 1. If f1 is equal to 1, then we should immediately break. So that's it, guys. So we have found the possible cases for the ith jump, where all yogi can land in the ith jump, and in these places, if it is possible that he can land on the n minus 1th stone, we are just initiating the jump to I, and we are just breaking and setting the f1 to 1, so that further iteration of the loop is not possible. Okay, so now there is parent of jump plus 1. We are doing plus 1 because at the first jump, the jump will be 1 because we are doing the first jump. But at the trees, the index of the tree starts from 0, right? So we are going to do jump plus 1 because the jump is I, and the first jump over here in the tree is 0th element. According to it, the index is 0. So jump plus 1 we are going to do, and let's try it. Okay, there is some sort of index, invalid index over here at line 16. Yeah, it is if statement. Okay, indentation are proper, and yeah, get this private test case failed. The private test case failed over here is that a small trick which is given for the question, that number of stones can be till like, yeah, 100,000. Number of test case can be till 100,000, and it can also be 0. If there are 0 stones, our actual index is over jump. I mean, our jump is initiated to 0, and if we are adding 1 to it, it becomes 1 jump. So for 0 stones, we should do one jump, which is not correct, right? So if n equal to 0, we are going to print 0 steps is needed, and else print jump plus 1. This is a small place where many people make mistakes. It should be rectified actually. And let's just try it up. Yeah, our code has been success, and the test cases all been paused. So guys, that's it for this video. Keep on checking the playlist for daily updates, and do subscribe my channel so that you can be notified, and press the bell button so that you can be notified if I post any videos, and you will get an immediate notification. And yeah, always check out the playlist for daily problem of the day. And I'm also going to upload the CodeChef problems from now on. Now the date is 12th May, and recently the CodeChef May month long problem has been over. I'll try to upload as many as videos of it too. Yeah, so check out my channel regularly. Thanks and bye for the support.